5 have been charged so far in the brutal mob beatdown of 3 adults in downtown Cincinnati. Police releasing the names of 2 suspects who were arrested today. Others, they don't know where they are. 34-year-old Montianez Merriweather and 24-year-old Dekira Vernon, both charged with felonious assault and aggravated rioting. Look, this was depraved and vicious. Anyone who watched this hideous video would agree. Of course, I warn you, it's graphic. This is animalistic. I mean, animals don't do this to each other. You know, it didn't stop there. They stomped all over both of those men, and then one of the thugs smashed a woman to the ground. She fell flat on the pavement, unconscious. You can hear people laughing in the background in some of these videos. We don't know exactly what happened before the fight. Police say some sort of verbal altercation, but by the time they arrived on the scene, obviously the fight was over. The people were unconscious. Here to weigh in is Cincinnati mayoral candidate Corey Bowman, who also happens to be the half-brother of J.D. Vance. Corey, there's a lot going on here. The police chief came out and was kind of chastising the social media culture, and I would agree that people videoing and not helping, it's unbelievable. But what is your concern in the way this was handled as it was happening and in the immediate aftermath?
Well, first off, thank you for having me. You know, watching that video still brings shock every time we watch it. We've seen it multiple times over the last week, but I think the thing that gets me and gets the entire community is that for a lot of the nation, this video was a shock, but for the people that live in the city, this was just a reminder of crime that we've actually had to deal with over the course of the summer months. And many people just felt that this was going to be where it escalated, and that's exactly what happened. And as far as the chief's comment, I'm sorry, you go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Just saying, as far as the chief's comments goes, you know, she was talking bad about the social media and how the word got out. But the reason why that happened is because this happened on Friday night. We didn't hear a word of any type of update from anybody in City Hall, anybody from the police chief up until Monday afternoon. And so that's why this thing went crazy, is because people needed to know what's going on. What's our plan of action for this? And apparently there was no plan of action.
Well, you know, others have said if the races were reversed and it was a bunch of white kids attacking a black couple or 3 African-American individuals or Latino, it would have probably had a different bit of coverage. Probably be 24/7 on most of the cables and so forth. But this, it seemed like a very slow roll to certainly the national media. But if it were not for social media, I don't know if we'd have anyone in custody. We have 2 people in custody. They're looking for others. The police chief said she hopes that the other people they've identified, and they've identified quite a few people in that video, will voluntarily come forward. I mean, I don't think a lot of people are going to voluntarily come forward.
That's not how law and order works. You go after the criminals and you book them, you detain them, and you charge them for the crimes that they've committed. And that's something we're not seeing on the streets of Cincinnati. There's a catch and release policy when it comes to the prosecutors and the judges that are in our courts. And a lot of people want to bad talk the police. This is trickle down incompetence. This is coming from the top down. And when you talk to the officers, many of them come into my coffee shop, which I own down in the downtown area. Many of them come in and they're trying to plead with us, saying that they're unhappy with how things are being run. The morale is low. The administrative side of how the force is being run is in shambles.
And she made, again, the police chief, not trying to dump on her, but it's just an odd time to be going after social media journalists. Like, I mean, isn't the problem that you have what appears to be a racial attack? And we'll learn more. Maybe something else happened, but I don't care what verbal altercation took place. throwing a woman to the ground, beating this other guy senseless, another individual senseless, dragging them like they're animals across the sidewalk. This is hard to watch, but apparently it happens and people video it and they get a few laughs. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, well, what I want to emphasize, a lot of people are trying to look at the video and trying to figure out which side to take. I want to emphasize that violence like this, no matter how it started, is unacceptable on the streets of a downtown area in America. And we have to emphasize this because whenever the citizens are constantly reaching out to me with concerns that
These
this
are two
is
of the
stuff that
mug
they've seen.
shots, Corey. We have
Oh,
two of the
yeah.
mug shots. We just got them up of the 2 individuals, and there are a lot more. But 5 that are cited, 2 have been actually arrested. 5 others have been charged, and there are a lot of others they've identified apparently on that video. There was a big group there. So we see 2 of the suspects actually on camera now. Corey, I think in the end, we want these great American cities to be places where families feel safe, where Americans are happy to celebrate together. Doesn't matter what your race or ethnicity or where you're from. Celebrate safely. Enjoy your time at a music festival. But these types of wildings, there is no excuse or no context to explain them, whether it's white on black, black on black, black on white, whatever it is. This has got to stop. Corey, we'll be following this closely, and please keep in touch with us given what you're learning.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.